week. Looks fun. Now, coming up after the break, Gavin Morris has all your local weather details.
Hollywood actor Bill Paxton, known for his roles in Apollo 13 and Titanic, has died from complications during surgery. The 61-year-old won a Screen Actors Guild Award in 1996, and that same year he scored his first leading role in the movie Twister. To finance, and the market closed lower. The All Ords down 13 points. Our dollar is buying just under 77 US cents. To the weather now with Gavin Morris. So, Gav, things are cooling down a little.
R32, now available in Dakin ducted systems. A next-generation refrigerant with a substantially lower impact on the environment. Ensure your next ducted system is a Dakin for pure comfort. Dakin.
Thank you, Vanessa. Good evening. Yes, cooler conditions and a little bit of wet weather on the way, but the better falls will be coming down to the far east along the coast on the eastern side of the divide. But temperature-wise today, backing off, mostly maxing out in the low 30s right across the far western plains towards the tablelands. Temperatures mostly maxing out in the low to mid-20s. So it feels like there's a change of season already in the air. Some good falls along the northern New South Wales coast. Big falls for central Queensland across the northern tropics over the past 24 hours till 9 this morning. Big falls continue this afternoon along northern New South Wales. This is going to be a very active trough line that is going to dip further south in the coming days. Still clear, sunny and hot throughout the interior, and that includes the local situation. But temperatures our way have been a little bit cooler thanks to this now dominant easterly influence across much of New South Wales. So there's our stalled trough line. That'll be sitting along the coast, dipping further south in the coming days, and therefore we could have some flooding rains there reach the southern New South Wales coast at the end of the week. There's no shortage of heat in the west. Another hot one for Perth, Adelaide, throughout the Alice. Feeling the heat again back in across Melbourne. It's going to be a hot end to summer, but for Sydney to Brisbane, it is going to be a very wet end to summer and a wet start to autumn. In for a local look at the forecast rain, there's all of the shower and potential storm activity, some of it trying to push out towards the western plains in the form of light isolated showers by the time it reaches us. So these are going to be a big feature. Cooler, mostly easterly winds right across the western plains over the Great Divide all the way to the Alpine districts. So in for a look at the forecast for tomorrow, it's going to remain fine right throughout the far west over the plains there. Still quite warm into the low 30s, but the more we move eastward, the more cloud cover we're going to see, and we'll see the risk of some showers developing towards the evening period. Across the western plains, very similar story. Low 30s will be the top throughout tomorrow. We're looking at a couple of showers to develop right across the tablelands. There could be a storm or two in that as well. Taking a look at the sunrise information, about 6:45 it'll be up, setting at about 7:45. There's a new moon on our hands, so it's going to be quite dark at night, particularly with the cloud cover that is going to push in over the mountain areas. But for Wagga Wagga and the surrounding plains, off to the southern coastal areas and out towards the Riverina, it is mostly going to be a fine couple of days, with the cloud increasing and a better chance of picking up just an odd shower or two towards the end of the week. Now for the tablelands, it is going to be a little more active. You can see all of the numbers are pretty small for Orange and surrounds in the coming days. Temperature wise, it is going to be much cooler, only maxing out mostly in the low 20s. For Dubbo and the Western Plains, predominantly fine, a little bit cooler, mostly the low to mid 30s on the way, and we'll see a better chance of picking up a shower or two also by the time we get to the up and coming weekend. We'd love more, but for now we'll take what we can get.
Certainly a big change. Thanks, Gav. Before we go, an update on our top story. A grandmother has endured more than 11 hours trapped in the wreckage of her car after a crash near Bathurst. She phoned for help but couldn't tell rescuers where she was, prompting a frantic search across hundreds of square kilometres. She's now recovering in hospital with a broken leg and dislocated shoulder. And for the first time in 88 years, there's been an extraordinary error at the Oscars. The wrong film for Best Picture was read out with the cast and crew of La La Land on the stage before the mistake was uncovered, with Moonlight the real winner. And that's 9 News for this Monday. Tracy's up next with a current affair. I'm Vanessa. Have a great evening. Good night.